Now we're gonna focus on the basics of engaging a quiz taker and psychological principles. Let's talk about why people are attracted to quizzes in the first place. Good quizzes fulfill two important needs people have. The first need is their desire to learn more about themselves. Everyone wants to discover his or her hidden qualities, abilities, or talents. This makes people feel really good about themselves. The second important need we as humans have is the need of looking good. We feel great when others know about some unique skill or achievement we have. Or when quizzes say we look like certain celebrities, we usually want to tell our friends about it, even if it's not completely true. So what psychological principles can be used to address these needs people have? The first principle is horoscope principle. Principle number 2 is the micro-commitment principle. The third principle is called totem pole principle. And the last one, the fourth, is called the instant gratification principle. Let's focus on the horoscope principle. It's very similar to what horoscope writers do for their audience. Basically, they know that people are different, but they use some generalizations in the writings. So when writing our quizzes, we should at least create the perception that the quiz results are seriously and professionally calculated for this individual quiz taker. We'll also talk about how to create this perception on the specifically technical level. And hey, this is not some evil manipulation. This is supposed to be a fun experience both for the quiz taker and the quiz creator. The second principle is called the micro-commitment principle. When people decide to take your quiz, they literally decide to invest some time into this experience. Even if it's a short time, it's still a micro-commitment they make. So this becomes a great opportunity for us to build rapport and trust with the quiz taker. Also, a principle called commitment and consistency comes into play here. What it means is, if a person made a commitment to take your quiz, then there's a higher chance he or she will be consistent with their actions to leave their email address, click a product link, or share your quiz on social media networks. Later in this course, I'll instruct you how to create micro-commitment the right way. The totem pole principle. When a quiz taker takes a quiz and gets a certain outcome, this outcome puts him or her in a certain category. Let me give you an example. Let's say we have a quiz called "What type of car are you?" And one of the outcomes says, "You're a Mustang, fast and classy, a champion among cars." This outcome puts our quiz taker into the category of Mustangs. So when the quiz taker later shares the quiz with his or her friends, they too want to be in this cool category. And then, when many other people have taken your quiz, they start comparing their positions on the totem pole. "Oh, you're a Chevy? Huh, I'm a Mustang. And my sister is a Mustang too." In other words, the totem pole principle also appeals to people's need to feel good about themselves, but also addresses their need to belong to a higher position in the social ladder. The instant gratification principle. We should be aware of this principle and use it correctly. Modern technology and lifestyle has made us humans less patient than what we were, let's say, 100 years ago. We are pretty much used to wanting quick results in everyday lives, and it may frustrate us if we don't get them quickly enough. How does this relate to quiz making? Well, your quizzes should have enough questions for a quiz taker to make a micro-commitment. Remember the micro-commitment principle? But at the same time should give a result relatively quickly. Also, the instant gratification principle implies that you should make your quiz taker feel good when he or she gets the result or the outcome. It can be quite tricky sometimes to make some outcomes positive when they are actually bad outcomes. But you should always try to put a positive spin even on what can be called bad or negative outcomes. Let me give you an example. I was once creating a marriage quiz for a relationship marriage consultant and her services. Ideally, of course, as quiz makers, we are interested in potential customers and buyers of products or services. So the best scenario would be this. A person takes a quiz and gets the genuine outcome saying that his or her marriage doesn't really work, and then being redirected to the website of the marriage consultant. But the tricky part is, how do you actually write the text of the outcome which doesn't sound negative? In this case, without telling people their marriage is really bad. But still make the outcome compelling enough for the quiz taker to take action and buy the products or services. Well, with this particular quiz, I found the solution and made it as supportive and understanding as I could, while telling them the truth, but still leading them where I wanted them to go after they see the results. We'll go into details on how I create this kind of outcomes later in the course.